Greetings, family. This is Yuda and
Marina.
and we're here today. I have a very special dream that I want to share with you guys that left me with the strangest feeling. I'm going to walk you through it, and the image that you're looking at right now is something that I saw in my dream. So let me start out with the dream. I saw our people walking through a stream of water or a river, and each one of these people, which were Israelites, stepped on what I thought was a stone that had an eye. And I was staring at this eye as if though it was in an aquarium at my eye level. And I was wondering, why is this rock staring at me and I'm staring at it? And when I looked up, on the other side of that stream or that river was a group of people, and my first thought was, these are Amalekites. Now, I don't know how I knew that, but it was like I knew. It was almost like I was there in that time period. I knew who these people were. And they didn't want us to cross this river. I don't know why, but they tried to stop us. And I felt the presence of the Creator come down. I didn't see him, but I felt him come down, and he made that water smell so bad that those people backed away. They couldn't stand it. It made them gag and throw up. So they couldn't stop us from crossing now because that water was stinking that bad. But to us, it was just fresh, sweet water. It had no odor. And I was wondering, why were they trying to stop us? But the Creator made sure that they could not prohibit us from heading in this direction, whichever direction it was. And I could sense 11 other stones that I couldn't see. But I sensed 11 more there somewhere. But this particular stone, I woke up from my dream and I described this. This is the first time I'd ever seen anything like this. And I described this image to my wife. And the minute that I did, this is the scripture she went to. Y'all listen close.
And the people removed, I'm reading out of Joshua chapter 3, 4. And the people removed from their tents to cross over Jordan. And the priest bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord before the people. And when the priest that bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord entered upon Jordan, and the feet of the priests that bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord were dipped in part of the water of Jordan. Now, this is in parentheses. Now Jordan overflowed all its banks about the time of wheat harvest. Then the waters that came down from above stopped. There stood one solid heap very far off, as far as the region of Caria, and the lower part came down to the sea of Arabah, the salt sea, till it completely failed, and the people stood opposite Jericho. And the priests that bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood on dry land in the midst of Jordan. And all the children of Israel went through on dry land until all the people had completely gone over Jordan. And when the people had completely passed over Jordan, the Lord spoke to Joshua, saying, Take men from the people, one of each tribe, and charge them, and you shall take out of the midst of the Jordan 12 fit stones, and having carried them across together with yourselves, place them in your camp, where you shall encamp for the night.
Now let me explain something about this image. You can probably see why it looks like a stone with an eye in it. When I described it to my wife, I told her, I said, I saw this rock underneath the water. It was almost like I was laying down to be eye level with the water, that I could see through the water and see this rock. And I told her, I said, it looked like gray skin, wrinkles around the edges of each eye. And I described this thing exactly the way you see it right now. Now remember, I had never seen anything like this in my life. So the way I came across this is, first, when I told her my dream, she was moved by the Spirit to go through this scripture that we just read to you. And I was like, okay, it's starting to seem like a fit, but there were still pieces that were missing. So I decided to come in and read over the lesson that we had prepared, which I attached this image to it so I could show you this image. Now, while I was going through this lesson, I want to show you how I got to that image you just saw. So bear with me. Let me. Okay. Give me a second here. I will find it. It's here. Right here. Dudel. Dudel is the desert area of cauldrons, volcanic areas, volcanic mountains. This is where Azazel was imprisoned. So something made me look this up. I just wanted to see where was it located. I never expected to see that image. So I looked up Dudel, and I came across this image. I came across this image. Now I need y'all to really try to hear what I'm saying. I am nobody special. I'm no more special than any one of the rest of our people. This 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 dream or vision or whatever it has a meaning, and it led me to reveal it to my wife, which led her to the scripture in Joshua, right? Mm-hmm. Which led me to go and read over this lesson, only to click on Dudel to see where the location was, And I like to pass out. This image, this is exactly what I saw in my vision. Now, I don't know why I saw this. It's obviously not a rock. Well, I guess it could be. After all, volcanoes are big rocks with cauldrons. But when you look at this, you can see why I thought I was looking at a rock with an eye. But these steps that led us to this point, you can't make this up. And we're still searching for clues. And I feel like the Creator is dropping one nugget at a time. Maybe that's all I can handle, because I tell you, when I ran across this, the top of my head blew off. So what I decided to do is I'm going to put this lesson that I had prepared on hold for later on today. But I wanted to share this dream with you guys because this means something. First of all, when Azazel was cast into this cauldron, this this pit or this desert rock or hole, he was told, the angel was told to put him there for 70 generations. Now these things they fit somewhere. I just haven't figured out where. But for 70 generations, I get the feeling that Judgment Day is very, very near. Why else would he show me this? I mean, I've had dreams all my life. 95% of every dream I've ever had, when I wake up, the dream is gone, like it never happened. There's only 5 dreams. I'm 70 years old. There's only 5 dreams in my entire life that I can remember every detail in all 5. And all 3 of them has come to pass. 2 of them remains. I don't really understand exactly what to say to you guys about this. I'm trying to share with you as best that I can. But I know that this is from the Creator. This is not something that you can just make up and then go on your computer and find that exact image, especially when you've never seen it before. I had no idea what Dudel looked like or where it was. I knew it was in the desert, but I had no clue, because I told my wife, I said, this rock looked like gray skin. It had wrinkles and a pupil in the center, and it was staring at me, and I was staring at it. I don't know why our people were stepping on this as I thought it was a stone, and each one of the people that walked across that river stepped on this stone with their right foot. Every single one of them. And the people on the other side in the beginning was trying to keep us from crossing. And like I said, the Creator came down and made the water stink so bad they couldn't come near it. So all they could do is watch us cross. But to see this image in a dream and to find out it actually exists, only it's not a rock with an eye, it is the prison of Azazel. So to me, that is significant because it's connected to the 70 years of generations that he was to be in prison, and after that, he would be brought out for judgment. Despite what the Christians say about angels being released at the end days to kill a third of the people, according to the scriptures, that is not going to happen. Because once everybody comes up, it's immediate judgment. Don't nobody have time to go kill nobody. So something is happening right now. And I'm under the impression that we are so close to the end of that 70 generations. You got something you want to say? Because this is...
Yeah. Speaking about the angel bringing judgment on the, the archangel Raphael brought judgment on Azael. He was told to put the fallen angel Azael into chains, cast him into a pit of sharp and pointed stones in the desert Dudel, and cover him with darkness, and so was he to remain until the great day of judgment, when he would be thrown into the fiery pit of hell, and the earth would be healed of the corruption he had contrived upon it. Now, that means the Christian's version that he's going to come up out of there and start havoc. He won't have time to, because the Creator said, when you are raised up out of there, you're going to be thrown into the fiery pit of hell. So where is that space? Where is that time that he is going to
Wreak
do
all
more
this havoc.
destruction?
Yeah.
Then the other archangel Gabriel was charged to proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, the sons of those fallen angels, and that had made it with the begotten with the daughters of men, and plunged them into deadly conflicts with one another. So these fallen angels had to witness the death and destruction of their offsprings before the next angel, I believe it was Michael. Yeah, Michael was, they were bound and they were thrown under the hills of the earth. Where that is, we don't know. It just says under the hills of the earth. So they were put away, and then when the flood came, it destroyed everything that was left.
Now, I looked up the location of Dudel, and the scriptures mention that it will be near or at or by something with a time seal.
Oh, here we go. And then he bound them and pinned them under the hills of the earth, where they will remain for 70 generations until the day of judgment, to be carried there to the fiery pit of hell. Again, they will be coming out and going straight to the fiery pit of hell. And that's the time that was given, 70 generations.
Now, when I looked this up for more explanation, if I try to go to that website now, I'll lose my video. So I can't do that, but I wish I could show you what I found. This particular image you're looking at right now is just north of the true location at the time of Israel. And that's what the scripture says. And there were like 7 or 8 marks that reference the part of the scripture that said he would be placed at or by or near these marks. I found all the marks. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you, or what I'm trying to show you, is I had a visit, and it left me so nervous ever since I woke up from that vision. And it's not a bad feeling, but there was things that I'm sure coming from this that won't be good, at least for certain people. But there was a calming. There was something calm about our people crossing that water. Now, Joshua, after he had the men of Israel take a stone representing each of the 12 tribes to the other side of that river, he came back and placed 12 more stones at the location where he was standing.
Where the priest was standing with the ark.
Where the priest stood with the ark. And when I kept thinking about that dream, I saw I was standing in that exact place that that priest was standing with the ark. Now, I do not know what this means. I wished I did, because I would love to share it. I'm trying to keep this as honest as I possibly can. I don't know why I saw this. I don't know exactly what it means, but I know what it's related to, and it can be very bad for the people who have not understood where their place is in the scripture or in the Torah. It's not going to end good for those people. And for this image to come to me in a dream, and for me to see these people, and that's another thing. We were dressed in the same attire that we wore in the ancient days. Everybody was dressed, not in modern clothes. We were dressed the way we dressed in the ancient days. And how I knew the people standing on the other side was Amalekites beats the heck out of me. But I was in no doubt who they were. And for me to know who they were, I would have had to been in that day. Now, this is not a joke. The one thing I don't do, I don't play with scripture. I don't pretend. I don't make stuff up. I bring it the way I see it. I actually saw this. I saw this exact image that you guys are looking at right now. And I feel like he's not finished. Just like he did with Baruch when he was trying to explain to Baruch about destroying his motherland. Baruch thought he was talking about his mother, and he was talking about the land. And Baruch kept praying for him not to do this or do that. And the Creator told Baruch, I wish you would stop praying, because every time you pray, being a righteous man, I have to answer you. And you're basically slowing me down. I have to do this. Baruch didn't understand the reason behind the destruction of, was it the temple? Baruch didn't understand why he was doing that. Jerusalem was being destroyed. Okay, now I have the same issue right now. I really don't understand what he's trying to tell me, but I have a few pieces that I've already shared with you that connects this to the 70 generations. So I know it's got something to do with that. Now, why this showed itself in the water, I have no idea. But I'll tell you this, the more that I get, I will be back to share.
And if someone else can come up with the math.
Yes.
On the 70 generations,
yes,
that would help us.
I've been trying to figure out how many generations from the year 1569, which was the year that Noah got off the ark.
Yes.
How many generations from that year to now? If we can figure out how many generations that is, if it comes to 69 or 70, then I'm spot on. So if there's any mathematicians out there, I could sure use your help right now. And like I said, the lesson that I prepared is just above this image, but I'm still flabbergasted with this dream. So I put it off for a few hours. So I will be back to do the lesson. So until then, shalom and blessings to everybody. And please take this serious. Please take this serious. Something is going down. Shalom.
Shalom.